Hi, I'm Rick Morton, and welcome to Profiles for the 1999 Summer BBSI in Las Vegas, coming to you from one of our favorite locations for the show. This is about the third time we have done the show from Honolulu. We are on the island of Oahu here on beautiful Waikiki Beach. Of course, Diamond Head in the background. We have come here with Michael Brady, the president of Alterna, a company that has made quite a splash in the beauty industry in the last year or so. Michael is actually going to be making a $200,000 donation to the governor of the state of Hawaii later on in the program. We'll let you see that. It's very exciting. But here's a look at what else is coming up on this edition of Profiles. All of that, plus we'll show you around this beautiful island of Oahu as we continue with Profiles for the 1999 Summer BBSI. Well, I'm in Santa Cruz in Northern California. If you know the area, you know this is a great tourist place. We're not far from Monterey. We're not far from Carmel, two of the prettiest places in Northern California. And I have come here to introduce you to Wes Brown and the people at STI, Salon Technology Incorporated. You're in for a treat because, as you know, most of the times, the companies that we bring you here on Profiles are manufacturers. We thought it was about time to show you a distributor that's really making things happen in California, in Oregon, in Washington, parts of Nevada. This group is really doing a terrific job, and it's going to be worth your time to sit back and watch what's going on. They have got about 5 stores now in this general area. They've got 5 more about to open this summer. They'll have another 12 or 15 within the next year. It all started 15 years ago with Wes Brown and his wife. Actually, they were selling products out of the trunk of their car, a single line distribution deal. They met another couple a few years later doing pretty much the same thing. They formed this company, and for now, the last 12 or 14 years, this has been an ever-growing concern. STI is doing a lot of things right. We brought you here to Santa Cruz, California to meet Wes Brown and the people at Salon Technology. Well, this is a segment about what most of our viewers know best, being a distributor. Salon Technology in Northern California isn't the biggest distributorship in the country, but it's certainly one that's growing, both in their size, the number of stores, and in the technology that is, of course, their name. Let's start with President Wes Brown as we walk through one of the STI stores in San Jose, California.
This is primarily red canal.
Yeah, boy, this is great stuff. Oh, I got to ask you about this. This is beautiful. I got to say, our friends at Redken have done it up with this. This is called what? Anti-snap leave-in treatment. Mm-hmm. I just like the bottle.
Isn't it beautiful?
I like the bottle. And that's, you know, I would think that that would be an advantage to manufacturers especially when you consider the fact that so much of what we see in a store is the retail store environment, but it's retailing to the professional. And they're going to buy what they see and what they like rather than ordering from a tablet. I would think that would make a difference, yes?
Absolutely. You know,
you get to promote to them. You get to display to them, right?
Well, it's interesting because the sales consultant can call on a salon and tell them something a dozen times,
right? And
they walk in the store and they actually see it on display and they say, well, how come you never told me about this?
Right.
So it's a great merchandising impact for them. They get to see how we do it. They sometimes take some of the same ideas back to the salon with them. Mm-hmm. And they are definitely exposed to the full range of products.
Now, I would think, I mean, we're talking about this new Redken product here, but I would think also when you look at your shelves here, I mean, I can see Farmisi over there and all this Redken product, that the fact that you do so much display in your stores must be an advantage for your manufacturers, the people that you handle, because you display a lot of their merchandise here.
Sure.
They love you?
Well, yes, they do. Because if we're displaying a lot, it means we're buying a lot, too.
Right, but you're also offering a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
Making it easier for people to buy. What do you tell the manufacturer? What do you explain to them about your store system? What makes it so successful?
Well, number one is our staff is really attentive, and they have worked really, really diligently to remember people's names, for instance. Our newest stores have cappuccino and espresso machines. We've got a children's play center so kids can play while mom shops. That could give as much as 10, 15 more minutes to someone's shopping than a screaming kid. It's hurrying in and hurrying out might create.
Right.
So we really have, created an environment where people are happy to come shop, where they can do it efficiently, quickly, and find everything they possibly could need.
One line the customer is sure to find is Redken, and as we visited the store in San Jose, Redken educator Linda Evanoff was preparing to use the Salon Technology Training Center at this store for her own Redken training. I asked her about STI from the manufacturer's view. Let's talk about this company, okay. Salon Technology, because we're in one of their stores. You are the epitome of a manufacturer. You represent Redken. How important is it for you to deal with a company like this? What is it that they do that you think is right? What are they doing well?
Well, their customer service. Their intent is to consistently give good, what they call legendary customer service, and I see them doing that all the time for our Redken clients, the consumers that are out there. And working with hairdressers, that's very important to them because they really don't understand what goes on with the manufacturer. They don't understand what goes on with the distributor. Mm-hmm. All they know is, I didn't get my product, so I can't do my work. And working with a client, with a company like Salon Tech, has helped us to grow the business out here with that kind of service because people are very comfortable. They'll give up other reps and say, I love my Salon Tech rep. They're there all the time. They do the work for me. The company is excellent to work with. They always have the products I need. If they don't, they immediately get on it, make sure that I'm taken care of. And that's what we want. We've talked about the fact that display is so important. Here at a Salon Technology store, this is an area that's in all their stores, and this is basically, what's new in appliances and blow dryers and curling irons and the like. They put them out here. There's a plug-in system, so a hairdresser can come over here and look at something new. This is from Gilbert. I know Gilbert. Nice guy. And they can come and turn it on, see how hot it is, see how hard it blows, and try all different hair dryers, plug them in, use them, play around with them. Of course, it's part of what makes the store important. And from the standpoint of these people at STI, it's important that hairdressers that come into these stores aren't just bombarded with a bunch of product displays. They also have products they can pick up and they can feel, they can touch, they can try, they can use. And it's just their philosophy here, and it seems to be working. In just a minute, we'll take you to the STI home office and meet the other half of the Brown family, Lori, who just happens to be the Executive Vice President of Sales and Education. But first, Wes took us to one of the Salon Technology distribution centers for a look at the real base of the business, getting the product out to the customer. Right down to it, this is really what it's all about. I mean, this is the front line of distribution. I mean, look at this. This is coming off the picking lines, right, over there. This is stuff going out to a salon. I guess because the paperwork is here, this would all follow. Up to the next box that has paperwork in it. Biogenol. The new Biogenol packaging. The new Biogenol packaging. This is ABBA, Moisture Sensation. We know them well, and we're used to. And let's see, Redken, a lot of Redken here, Glypro. Sure. What is it that, when you look back, 15 years ago, you and your wife started this business? You're selling out of the trunk of your car? That's right, and we eventually merged with another young couple who were doing the exact same thing as us. Doing the same thing. Now you've got this automated system where you've got all this automated picking and computerization. Is that important? I mean, the fact that you can get this product to the salon so expeditiously, how important is that to you, to your manufacturers? Well, I think ultimately to the salon owner, it might be the single measurement as to who they want to do business with. We're very committed to education, as we've talked about, and we have great brands. Ultimately, I think the salon owner wants to see that stuff come in, very quickly and also correctly. When they order it, this salon's getting a lot of stuff here. This is going to, I don't know where it's going. It's going to Chico in California. Okay. Right? Good. These good salon. You want to keep this one? Yeah. And the distribution center automation is just part of the story. Technology is STI's middle name, and nowhere is it more important or more apparent than with the sales consultants. Orders can be taken at the salon and transmitted via cell phone from the consultant's laptop. Well, we've been on a sales call here at STI with Jeff Sweetland, who has been a salesperson here for how many years? 14. 14 years with Salon Technology? Wow. Yeah. Of course, that was before there was laptop technology. Now we're sitting here with these great laptops, and we've been to a salon, we took an order, and the order is here. We won't show them the name of the salon. That would be a good thing to do, but anyway, we'll do that. Now what happens? I mean, this whole thing about technology and instant ordering, what actually happens now?
Well,
got the order on the screen.
All we have to do is turn on this handy dandy cell phone.
Right.
get a connection,
And then I push
hit enter,
enter.
and the order is now at the warehouse.
Okay, it says transmitting order.
Send it on down to the
That's
warehouse.
it.
That's it.
This has to be a tremendous advantage for you as a salesman to be able to walk into a salon with a laptop computer. Can I close this up now?
Sure, go ahead.
With a laptop and be able to take their order and place their order and get it to your shipping department within seconds instead of sometimes days, I guess.
It's incredible, you know, being able to take an order in the middle of the afternoon and having it shipped before you even get home for dinner. It's an incredible technology.
How important is this kind of technology, do you think, as you have seen this business grow over the last 14 years? Made a big difference to this company?
Made a tremendous difference for our company, and it's great for our customer service. It gives us all the information at our fingertips immediately for each and every one of our customers, and the turnaround time on our order is less than daily. So
Wow.
we get it right out the same day, and therefore we have more turns on our inventory. We make more money, and our customers have better customer service.
And your manufacturers are happier.
Very much so.
Speaking. Sales at STI are the passion of Executive Vice President and co-founder Lori Brown. I asked her about STI's Redken business and how they've managed to increase the sales of such an already well-established company.
Well, the manufacturer is an incredible manufacturer, for one thing. They provide us with a lot of tools, but we also have an awesome outside sales force. And first and foremost, we have longevity on our sales force. I mean, some of our reps have been out there 13 years. So the longevity in the sales force, they really work their top 20, top 30 accounts. So they get a lot of growth from their top accounts. And then we have an exceptional management team that helps follow through on all the things that we implement with the reps.
And certainly that's not your only line. I mean, you've got some pretty major lines. Formisi, of course. We saw Formisi, a lot of the styling technologies products, ABBA,
Body drench.
Body Drench. How have you managed to be able to sell what in a lot of ways are very varied kinds of product lines and different approaches, and yet you seem to be able to direct your sales approach perfectly for those lines? How do you do that?
Systems, making sure that the reps have equal focus time on the lines, and again, it requires a lot of follow-up and follow-through on our management part, on our sales management part.
Lori, obviously there's probably a lot of companies out there that would love to have a distributor like you with so many systems in place and education in your stores and your sales force that you've got out there. What do you think is the main reason that somebody wants this company so badly to be a distributor? I mean, what are the reasons that you do so well? What are they looking for?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, number one, an incredible outside sales staff that has longevity in the field. But we cover all the areas of distribution. You've got basically 3 areas that you have to have covered. We cover from the outside sales standpoint. We cover the telemarketing standpoint. So those are all the accounts that the outside sales reps don't get to. And then also the stores, the wholesale stores. So we've got all areas of distribution covered and continually growing.
One thing that sets STI apart is the fact that they have their own in-house marketing department. I asked Melody Russell what advantage this offers their manufacturers.
Well, the strongest advantage is that it allows us to customize things, various sales tools such as programs, salon support programs, promotions, point of purchase materials, and to be able to help our manufacturers and add to the tools that they create in order to make sure that our sales are always growing and that we're able to react quickly to our marketplace.
Vice President of Operations and partner at STI is Anita Marty, and I asked Anita what she's looking forward to as the company heads to the new millennium.
Well, as we move into the new millennium, we'll be opening up many more stores. At that time, we will make sure that we have inventory, because when you're running an inventory with 15, 20, 100 stores, you're going to have the technology to make sure that you have things running, smoothly. So where we need to be at the time and the technologies that are available at that time is where Salon Technology will be.
Salon Technology began almost 2 decades ago, and it's no longer a small distributorship. STI has grown to be one of the largest in the West and represents some of the industry's top brands. For Wes Brown, it seems like just the beginning, and he's looking for the best yet to come.
We're still really hungry. We still see, even though we have come from modest beginnings to, a fairly affluent stage now. I mean, we're growing quickly still. I don't see any end to the growth. I think that we still have that young energy and hunger that makes you want to strive for success. And it's one thing to achieve success, but it's another thing to really feel like you're doing the best darn job you can. And when we build a partnership with a manufacturer, that's what we're looking for. We'll come to the table with everything it takes, and if they participate in the same way, we've got a synergy that can't stop us. We're going to be successful. We'll take it right to the top.
Aromafloria introduces healing spirits, the first scent that does more than make you smell good, it makes you feel good. Also introducing Stress Less, the perfect antidote for a day filled with stress and tension. A combination of lavender, chamomile, and sage inspire a sense of well-being. Visit Aromafloria at booth 1429 and 1431.
So we're driving along the highway here in Oahu. We're on our way to the North Shore to have a look at Waimea Bay, and there's this big sign for the Dole Varietal Garden. Dole Pineapple Company apparently maintains this. We're in the middle of a variety garden. There are lots of varieties of pineapples, and people can come here and look around and see all different kinds of pineapples. This particular one, I don't know if you can see it here, kind of see a little bit of it over here. This is the Smooth Cayenne variety. This is what we typically see in the grocery store, the Smooth Cayenne. Pineapples were not indigenous to Hawaii, by the way. A little history lesson for you. They really come from South Brazil. They didn't appear here until the 1800s, and this variety didn't come until about 1880 or 1886. This is the general area, apparently, where plantations started, and Dole Pineapple Corporation started growing pineapples in Hawaii. So they've made this available for people to stop and look at. It's a great place. Lots of pineapples around, and I guess people don't pick them, but they're just here. Interesting. And sticky. Very sticky. You can really get hurt here.
Introducing Multivitamin C Antioxidant Complex. This maximum potency blend of vitamins and antioxidants powerfully combats the damaging effects of free radicals to produce smoother, firmer, younger-looking skin. Learn more about this rejuvenating product. Visit Prescription Plus on the convention floor.
We're back with Mike Spano, the Executive Director of the BBSI. And Mike, there is not a single topic in the beauty industry for the last couple of years that has been hotter or more interesting or more volatile, I guess, the conversation about ice.
Yeah.
We were at the ice show, of course, in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Gigantic success.
Yeah,
Tell
it
me
was a huge success.
what's happening with ice, what's happening at your level, BBSI with ice, and what do you want people to know?
Well, at this point, we're still 2/3 of the way done with our first year. We still have Ice Twin Cities in Minneapolis in October, which we're looking forward to. And actually, in advance, it seems to be our most successful show to date with regard to the buzz that's happening in Ice Minneapolis. We've got, Ice Minneapolis was sold out about 2 months ago. We have great attendance expected. It used to be, I think, their most ever attendance was probably around 3,000, and we're expecting to go over 6,000 in October. So we're looking forward to that. We're building toward Los Angeles, which Los Angeles 2000 is going to be a phenomenal show for us. And we are continuing to make ice our #1 priority, right up there with everything else we're doing, because we feel so strongly that this is the future of our industry. And the money raised through the ice shows is going back into the industry through everything we do. And this year we'll donate well over $400,000 back into industry causes, and in large part due to the ice shows. And we hope that number continues to grow, and we expect that it will. And Ice 2000 in LA, I can say conservatively that we'll get 10,000 more attendees this year. I think conservatively.
What about distributors? I mean, part of the concept of ice, of course, originally, as we heard anyway, was there were certainly benefits to the distributor themselves. So what are the benefits that the distributors are seeing?
Well, what I've seen is that distributors are getting the quality attendee that they want to see at their show. They are selling the tickets for us. They're driving these shows. They are 100% behind the ice shows. And these shows, BBSI administers the process, but these shows are the vision of these distributors. And what they're seeing and what they're benefiting from is an ideal situation in terms of the show. They're getting the qualified customer that they want coming to the show. They're getting the licensed customer. coming to the show. We're providing top-notch education that in the ICE Washington show, the classrooms were packed, constantly packed. The floor was still packed, but the classrooms were always filled. And we had educators coming up to us saying, you know, I feel so important because my classroom is constantly packed. And I think what we found is that these stylists are starving for education. We're trying to provide that to them, and ultimately a better educated stylist is definitely going to help the distributor.
Absolutely. If you would like to find out more about the ICE shows, you can talk to anybody. Of course, you can talk to Tom Berger, but anybody at the BBSI about the ICE show. If you're a manufacturer and you're not planning on participating yet, perhaps you should give that another thought. Talk to these great people. They'll tell you exactly what it's all about. We'll have more with Mike Spano throughout Profiles, so stay tuned. We'll be back right after this. ICE stands for?
International Cosmetology Expo.
I knew that. I was testing.
Don't forget to pick up a copy of the Profiles News, the newspaper everybody wants to read. Get a copy from our own Miss Profiles on the convention floor.
Don't go away, because when we come back on Profiles, we'll be here with Michael Brady in the governor's office of the state of Hawaii. Can you believe that we're in the governor's office? You look pretty snappy. Don't go away. There's more to come on Profiles. Okay. Back with another spotlight here on Profiles for the BBSI, and with me is the first Australian gentleman I think we've ever talked to on the show, except for Tom Redmond, but he's not really Australian. That's a long story, never mind. You are the Director of Marketing for Mayhaws, certainly one of the best-known implement, I guess you call it implement companies, right? Yes. Part of the Spilo organization. Let's talk about Mayhaws. We see some displays behind you, brand new, wonderful-looking, exciting displays. There's got to be a lot happening now with this company, because it seems to be just skyrocketing in the industry.
Yeah, the company's doing great, and we've just moved into our new headquarters, which we're very excited about, and growing very strong, and we've got strong plans for the future to grow the company in all areas.
Gregory, let's talk specifically about the Mayhaws company, because there are lots of people, of course, companies that make implements, stainless steel and various quality, quote-unquote, ingredients, manufacturing. Nothing is quite like this. This comes from where? Solingen, Germany, correct?
Yes.
A big benefit to the distributor, do you think?
Absolutely.
Why?
The company's been around for 20 years, and the premise right from the beginning was to provide the premier products for the manicurist, pedicurist, and they're stuck with that. We continue to get our products from Solingen. The reason is the best products in the world are still produced there, and quality is our primary concern.
Gregory, when a sales consultant goes out into a salon and they can offer this product line, what do you feel is the real advantage to the salesman when they go into the salon?
Besides the quality, also the range of products we have to offer. We cover basically everything. The line is expanded past just the manicurist and the pedicurist. We now provide products, high quality products for the hairstylist, for the esthetician. So the advantage to the distributor and the salesperson going to the salon is they've got everything from one store, and they know at all times that it's going to be the highest quality.
We see displays here behind you, obviously, that could be placed in a beauty supply store or an OTC store. What are the benefits to this company for your OTC and full-service distributors?
These displays were introduced to the marketplace about 6 months ago, and we've had great response to it. And the reason for that, we believe, they're very functional. As well as being beautiful, they're very functional. We have different sizes depending on the store and what they'd like. They're very functional. They don't take up much space, which is very important, as we know, for any of the OTCs or full service.
It looks like one can actually be either on the counter or on a floor.
That's true.
Same
yes.
basic display?
Yes, very simple to put together. They're all customized, and we actually do individual planograms for a store.
Really?
So that the store can carry whatever they want.
Based on their biggest selling items?
Yeah, and we'll design it for them, ship them the product separately. We ship the reorder tags. We set it up so that it's basically idiot-proof to set up.
The package, you've got one, I think, in your hand. This one I found very interesting because this looks like such a complete, closed, protected package, and yet it's very easy for someone to take off the shelf and try. Yeah, show us how that works.
One of the key things in our design of this was to make it so that a professional can test an implement. They like to do that. So the package can be taken apart, the implement can be pulled out and tested, and then easily put back into the case.
You know, the underlying theme to everything, of course, you do at Mayhaws is the fact that you've also got the name Spelo behind you, which I think has been in the beauty industry about 375 years. Big name. That
Absolutely.
is also important to this company, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Mayhaws is a part of the Spelo family, and that's very important because Spelo has built a reputation over the last, it's just 57 years.
57
it's not
years,
300
yeah,
years. Might seem like it.
57.
But built a reputation for customer service, customer support, friendly people, and accurate and quick shipping.
And of course, as owning Mayhaws, the quality control issue must be a problem that doesn't exist for you because you control the manufacture of these products.
Absolutely. Quality control in all of our products is key. We make sure that the manufacturers check it at the factory, and then any shipment that comes into Spelo is hand-checked. In fact, I go out and check many of the Mayhaws shipments, and if they're not right, we send them back.
What are you showing distributors here at the BBSI? What's the hot button when distributors come to the Spelo Mayhaws booth at this show? What are they going to be seeing, besides these beautiful displays?
We're repackaging some of our other products to go on this display unit to help our distributors sell them. One of the key product lines we're repackaging to go on the display are the Rubus tweezers, the finest tweezers in the world, Swiss-made. This will allow the distributors to carry them on the display, get them out there in front of customers as well.
Wow, a lot happening at Spelo.
Absolutely.
New building.
Yes.
A beautiful new building.
Thank
new
you.
Packaging, new displays, a new guy from Australia. Welcome to the
Everything's
States.
new, huh?
Thanks for being with us. Mayhaws, the best name, of course, in implements, and you heard it here on Profiles. We'll be back with more right after this. Don't go away. Good. Color Grow Cosmetics International introduces Fior Professional Manicure in a Bottle. Ridge filler, base coat, nail strengthener, color, and top coat all designed into one application in one bottle. Fior makes sense for everyone, the distributor, the salon owner, the nail technician, and the client. See Fior at booth 359 on the convention floor. Well, we're on the 12th floor of a beautiful building here in Westwood in Southern California at the home of Alterna. Alterna, in case you don't know, is a company that has taken the beauty industry by storm since about 1997, when Michael Brady, the president of the company, first exposed us to what is probably the most innovative packaging we have ever seen in this industry. You've got to be familiar with this. It is so exciting, it is so unique, it is so different, not just on the outside, but on the inside as well, because Alterna has chosen hemp seed oil as the #1 product, ingredient, I should say, that they put in almost all of their products. Their shampoos, their conditioners, their styling aids, all contain this very unique product called hemp seed oil. We're going to show you why that's so important. You'll meet Michael Brady and the people here at Alterna, and we're also going to take you to Honolulu, Hawaii, where you will see Michael present $200,000 to the state of Hawaii to help not only the product, but to help the country. And ultimately, it's going to help you, the distributor. We'll tell you why that's going to work for you and what it's all about as we continue here in Southern California with a look at Alterna. This is one of those stories that we have a hard time knowing how to begin. Alterna is relatively new to the industry, barely a couple of years old, yet they've made an indelible impression so far. First, because of their beautiful cutting-edge packaging, and second, because their products feature hemp seed oil, a completely drug-free yet very controversial ingredient. In the next few minutes, we'll show you around the company in Los Angeles, and we'll take you to Hawaii, where Alterna's president, Michael Brady, presented a $200,000 check to the University of Hawaii to fund research on hemp. And I'll do my first ever interview with a lieutenant governor, and you'll see the first appearance by a governor on Profiles, and we'll visit Kauai, where they want to plant hemp. There's a lot to show you, and Mike Brady is Alterna's president, so maybe we'll start with him, as I sat in his office in Los Angeles to find out about him, his company, and the nicest looking offices in the beauty business.
We're proud of what we have. I haven't seen them all yet, so I'll take your word for it.
Well, trust me, I have seen most of them. This is like one of the most attractive group of offices I've ever seen. Lots of artwork here. What's the story with the artwork?
We have, we've been very fortunate. We have the largest collection of Andy Warhol prints, private collection in the world. So every day when you come to work, it is a feast for the eyes. It's a very creative environment to work in.
Michael, the whole concept of Alterna, kind of screams innovation. I mean, all you have to do is look at your product line and you realize that this is an innovative company. The packaging itself is unlike anything we've ever seen in the beauty industry. What was that marketing meeting like when you were all sitting there saying, well, what do you want to do with this?
The packaging was born out of necessity from the standpoint that we have some of the toughest competitors in the world. If you're going to go up against the contemporary hair color companies that are out there, you better bring the stylist something new, something different. And so the packaging was designed to be a sales tool. You know, how do we initiate that customer coming into the salon, being inundated with a tremendous amount of product, and singling one out and picking it up and reading the back label copy and what the product's all about. So the packaging, whereas it's beautiful, is really a sales tool for the stylists out there.
Where did the concept of let's include hemp seed oil come into this?
Purely by accident.
Really?
Yeah, we launched the line with a concept called enzyme therapy. And it's a concept that we're still very much in tune with, the use of metabolic enzymes to break proteins down into a usable form without getting into a biology lesson here. So when we got very good at that, what we needed was a very rich source of amino acids or proteins. So the question went out to our developmental chemists, what's the richest source of amino acids out there? And it came back as hemp seed oil. And
which wasn't really available readily, was it?
It's available, it's just, it was taboo at the time. You know, people knew it was the best, they knew it would be the best thing to put in a hair care product, but a lot of companies were concerned about the backlash that would be associated with hemp seed oil. But being Alterna, which is simply short for alternative, this was something we embraced from the beginning. We were very excited when we discovered this.
Jennifer Lupa is Senior Director of Marketing at Alterna. I asked her about the marketing challenges she faces in dealing with the misunderstood hemp seed ingredient.
Sure, well, definitely has been a challenge. I mean, the key is education. I, coming on board, didn't really know the differences between hemp and marijuana. When you first hear the word hemp, of course you think it's drugs. So it takes a lot of building awareness of what hemp is and how it's really very distantly related to marijuana, to get the education going and get the word out through that way. We certainly put hemp on all of our products. We make the claim very clearly on most of our packaging labels that the hemp is drug-free, but to really tell the message as far as what drug-free means, we have to go to other avenues. Whether it's through our customer service department, whether it's through the bus billboards and the shelters that you've probably seen in LA even recently over the last several weeks. And it's a lot of the PR press. We have a wonderful publicity department that's able to get the word out, work with all the contacts, and it's constant reminders to consumers and stylists that hemp is a valid ingredient and that it's not this, you know, underground marijuana, pro-marijuana ingredient.
Alterna has already spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to help promote their product line to the public, helping both distributors and salons sell Alterna to the client. Giant billboards and bus posters in major cities around the country have made Alterna and the hemp logo more recognizable every day. Salons like Michael Barella's Alacrity in California believe it's not just the hype that's selling Alterna. The product works, and for a stylist, that's what matters. Michael!
Hey!
I'm going to interrupt you for just a second. Boy, that smells. Can I smell your hair? What is that?
Mud.
Mud?
Mud.
Mud. Tell me about Alterna. Why, you know, you're a celebrity. We call you in the business a celebrity hairdresser. You know that?
No.
You know why that is? Because you do stars. You want to talk about them?
No.
Come on, who do you do?
That's why I
Any
can still do
celebrities?
them.
Now, I've heard people like Katie Couric. I've heard Katie Couric. I've heard Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I've heard even Barbara Walters.
I played with Babs' hair. Yes.
Babs?
Babs.
So my point being, successful hairdresser, successful salon owner, celebrity hairdresser, you could pretty much put any product up front that you want. Why did you choose Alterna?
Well, for me, it was a very easy sale to my clients because one, the bottle catches their eye. Two, the smell catches, they are attracted by smells. The next, the product performs. So it's not like, you know, once it goes out, I'll never see them again. They come back and they repurchase the product.
Kimberly Mitchell, Alterna's PR director, has seen firsthand all over the country that salons take advantage of the attention-getting packaging to help their retail sales of Alterna. It must be interesting to see that salons not only sell this product and use the product, but in some cases it seems like they put this product line in front because they're so proud of the way it looks. That's got to be a real advantage to you.
Absolutely. The product line is the ultimate retail sales tool. Clientele see the product, they see it on the shelf, and immediately they walk up to it and they grab onto it and they hold it in their hand. And as we know in sales, that's the first step toward making the ultimate sale, the ultimate purchase. When you put an ingredient such as hemp in your products, you open yourself up to a lot of controversy, which is something we weren't afraid of because we were committed to the education. All of the news coverage, the national news coverage, helps us when we go into the salon, when we go to a distributor, to explain, look, this is a non-hallucinogenic ingredient that we're putting into this product. It's not a drug. What it does is make your hair look beautiful, and it sells wonderfully. So that national news coverage can be just culminated and brought into the salon, and when people see it on Entertainment Tonight or Access Hollywood or CBS Evening News, it gives the product line and the hemp story, if you will, much more clout and believability.
And looks great on display.
Absolutely.
Michael, the money that you spent, I mean, just $200,000 alone to help Hawaii fund their research. Ultimately, how do you think that's going to help the beauty industry? How's it going to help your distributors? How's it going to help this company?
Sure. You know, long term, what we're doing in Hawaii is we're changing history. And when it comes down to who gets credit for changing history, it's going to be the beauty business. It was, some say, big business that made hemp illegal in this country, and now it's going to be the beauty business that makes it legal again in this country. So the stylist gets credit for it.
Let's go surfing now, everybody's learning how, come on a safari.
So that's it from Los Angeles, and it was hard to leave those beautiful offices and beautiful people, I must say, but when they said we were going to Hawaii, we figured we'd make the sacrifice. We followed Alterna's president Michael Brady and PR director Kimberly Mitchell to Honolulu for one of the most historic events we've ever had on Profiles, the signing into law a bill allowing hemp to be planted for the first time in Hawaii. It could change the state's entire economy for years to come, and it wouldn't have happened without the support, especially the financial support of Alterna.
In a few minutes, we hope to make a little bit of history while we're here. We're going to meet with the lieutenant governor and the governor tomorrow, and we're going to do a little bit of shooting here because we're signing a bill into law making it legal to grow hemp in the United States for the first time in 50 years. So it's the beauty business makes history.
You're going to donate $200,000 for exactly what? What's going to happen?
Yeah,
with that money?
we're giving them $200,000 to plant the first acre of hemp at the University of Hawaii. The $200,000 covers the actual planting of the seeds, the regulations that goes around it to make sure everything is done in accordance with state law, and the research that goes behind it. We've hired a PhD to fly in. This gentleman has decades of experience in growing different plants to make sure that we're getting the strain of hemp that we're looking for, which is to say it's drug-free.
We were actually a crew shooting a crew, as a news crew was documenting the whole process for a video news release about Alterna that was sent via satellite to hundreds of TV stations around the country, again affording Alterna distributors and salons invaluable publicity and public awareness.
Hopefully we will reach 11.5 million viewers, just as we did with our last year.
Hawaii's Lieutenant Governor Mazie Hirono invited us to her office for an impromptu discussion on, believe it or not, shampoo. And then she agreed to a Profiles interview. Our first with a government official. That is, if you don't count Mike Spano.
Every day is a learning adventure and opportunity. So I found out some things about industrial hemp through our meeting today and our little chat that I didn't know about.
We're happy they invited us to come in for this experiment with industrial hemp, and together they stand the chance on producing enough seed to seed the rest of the nation and be the leader and a little part of history.
Part of history.
That's right.
That's what all lieutenant governors want to be, isn't it? Part of history. You
Not
will
a
be.
bad thought.
Not a bad thought.
Yes.
Thank you. We had a great time
Mahalo.
here.
Aloha
Mahalo
to everyone from the beautiful state of Hawaii.
from the lieutenant governor. What Mike Brady and Alterna had made the trip for, of course, was to donate $200,000 to the state of Hawaii, and it happened at a press conference at the Capitol. The high point of the day, certainly for me, and I'm sure for Michael Brady, was our being invited to the governor's office to witness the signing into law of the hemp research bill. It was exciting to say the least, and the fact was, Alterna had made it all happen. In the scope of things, all this might have been a small step, but for Alterna, it was a major statement. This company, under the direction of the very capable Mike Brady, believes that it's heading in the right direction, and it's taking some of the industry's best distributors with it. Michael, I know you've got some really happy distributors out there. Tell us about some of your distributor successes.
We've been very fortunate. You know, it's tough for a new company to break in and get distribution. Here in California, we have a very loyal distributor named Maley's, and I know the industry's familiar with them. they've done a wonderful job. They've supported us all the way. We just landed Armstrong McCall, which is no small coup, and what a great organization they are. We've had an opportunity to meet with all their different franchisees, and they're giving us wonderful support, and we've already begun the educational process with them as well.
Here at the BBSI, what is it that you would like the viewer to know? What would you like the distributors to know about this company, where you're going, what you're going to do? I mean, what do you want to tell them?
We're here. You know, it's been a lot of development. They've been very patient with us over the first couple of years, but Alterna it's hit its stride, and we're a force now to be taken seriously. And we're excited that we have the ability to give the distributor and the salon the tools they need to take Alterna to the next level.
One of the major problems facing our industry is diversion. The escalating sale of professional products through unauthorized outlets is a threat to our future. This year, BBSI is again leading the fight in Washington to have federal legislation passed to make the removal, alteration, or obliteration of batch codes a federal crime. House Bill 2100, the Anti-Tampering Act of 1999, was introduced by Representative Goodlatte of Virginia and Representative Lofgren of California on June the 9th into the House of Representatives. If this bill is passed in the House, it will then go to the Senate. BBSI has committed major funds to this effort, and many distributors, manufacturers, and manufacturers' reps have added to the war chest. We have implemented a grassroots campaign to support the passage of this bill. We need your help to write letters, send emails, and make phone calls to your congressman to support the passage of Bill 2100. Contributions are also needed to fund this drive and get the bill passed. Stop by the BBSI booth for more information on how you can help stop diversion. Your future depends on it.
We're back with another Profile Spotlight, and with me is a woman that we've had on the show a number of times over the years. I think probably 6, 7 times we've sat here and chatted with you.
Yes, we
Now
have.
you're a vice president. This would be Deborah Ney Kernahan, Ney hyphen, right? Kernahan. Vice President of Professional Sales for Orly International, a big title. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's new at Orly? We'll just start right with the top. This, of course, an important part of Orly's success in 1998, but what's happening now? Tell us.
We are expanding. We have a new line called Colors. Very exciting, Rick. We are going into a new arena. We are targeting strictly salons, and this is being driven through our professional-only distributors.
So the Colors is a professional line for manicurists and nail technicians to use, correct?
Yes.
Not a retail display, for which you're famous, I might say.
Right. Thank you. We are.
How does this change from the distributor standpoint? I mean, what's different now about the Colors line? You're using only specific distributors?
Yes, it's on a limited basis, and we are not going to our typical distribution pattern, which has been the beauty supplies, the OTCs as we call it, which is where we started our business 25 years ago. This is now a more limited distribution.
Let's talk about that, because 25 years ago when Jeff Pink started Ridge Filler, nobody did that. It was kind of unique, a pioneer. You pioneered French manicure, kind of didn't exist until Orly did it. And this Satin Hues, which is a matte finish nail polish, you're pioneering this, or you did pioneer this. Big success for you?
Great success.
Why do you think?
Not only did we win an Abbey, but it was something that was innovative, and the salons were looking for something, especially the nail technician who doesn't have the same opportunity, I believe, as the hairdressers do typically for something that's really innovative. And it was a new look that they could offer their customers, and a very elegant look as well.
Is it also the fact that this is a product then that they really couldn't find elsewhere? I mean, it's not something they could readily go out and just say, oh, I'll go buy that at the drugstore.
That's exactly right.
It was an Orly product. Couldn't buy it anyplace else.
Very unique.
What about the new Millennium Madness? That, of course, the big push here at the BBSI. Great colors.
Thank you. Aren't they great?
They are great.
And fun. That's what's been great about Orly. Not only are we innovative, but we're bringing fun constantly bringing fun to the nail technician and women who dare to be a little different, and that's kind of Orly's forte.
You have, for 25 years, as we said, been kind of unique in the industry, pioneered a lot of things. Why do you think that the company has managed to stay so successful for so long? What is it that you're doing that's different from all the ones? We see a lot of companies come and go. You're still around.
We are. It's a fortunate thing. We have some great people behind the scenes, always looking to be different. We're always challenging ourselves, and we're okay with being different. We're okay with taking chances. We've taken color, expanded it, and now we're looking at textures. The satin hues was not only about color, but it was about a new texture, a new look that went with silk and satin fashions, which was huge in 1998. And now the Millennium is more of a foil metallic look. So again, we're going beyond just color. We're bringing you texture and we're bringing you style.
What's your message to the distributors this year? What is it that you want distributors to know as we go into the end of 1999 on into the new millennium? What are you trying to tell your distributors?
Well, I think the important thing is right now is that we have been around for 25 years. Next year is our 25th anniversary. We are here to stay. We're going to continue to be somebody that they can count on. Quality products. We've been doing this a long time. We have systems and procedures that are geared for them, and we're going to be able to be someone that they can count on.
And you've got great colors.
Great colors.
And great textures.
And great textures.
And you want an Abbey.
We're living high.
You're living high. Everything. What more could you ask for? Deborah Ney Kernahan, the new Vice President of Sales, Professional Sales for Orly International. Always great to have you on the show.
Thanks.
You look so nice.
And so do you.
Are both your nails shiny?
No.
No? Hold that up. What have you got? You got half are shiny?
Half are matte. That's our new colors look. Daring to be different. My toes are purple with the Millennium.
Boy, you are just
stepping out.
Colorful lady. See Debbie here on the convention floor. Orly, of course, always has a great booth, great display. Miriam will be there, I'm sure, because she's one of the few presidents in the beauty industry that actually goes to the booth every day.
And answers her phone.
And answers her phone. You call Miriam Clifford and she answers the phone. Debbie, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be back with more profiles right after this. I think I would like...
Well, here today we're all just having a great time at this ice show area for this good group. And of course, we can see right here, this is Profiles. And we're going to be back in just a few moments, so don't go away. I mean it.
Well, we are in the middle of a light rain shower here on the north shore of the island of Oahu. We are in beautiful Waimea Valley at Waimea Valley Adventure Park, which is the home, as you might be able to see behind me, of Waimea Falls, 45 feet tall. It never stops running. It's mostly a runoff from the mountains, of course, from the rain that happens here quite often, as we can tell today. It was beautiful 20 minutes ago. Beneath the falls, about 30 feet deep. These guys behind me they're going to dive off here again. They've been diving all day. They do this about 5 times a day. This valley was inhabited as early as they can tell back in 1090. They can actually date back to 1090 when the native Hawaiians inhabited this valley. They have found temples, home sites. They grew a plant called taro, which they made poi from. They also grew bananas and pineapples and breadfruit, and they ate wild boar and all kinds of things. This is now a park, a beautiful park, and people come here, as you can hear the show going on behind me as they tell the story of Waimea Falls, Waimea Valley, and they see these very brave people standing up on these rocks diving into this water here beneath Waimea Falls. We'll be back from Hawaii with more profiles. Don't go away.
For information about how your company can be on our next profile show, call us at 800-233-9103. It's easy and it's fun.
Well, this is it. We are finally here, the long-awaited ICE show. We are at the first ICE show for 1999, brought to you by the BBSI.
We love it. It's amazing.
Tom, I got to tell you, first of all, the place looks phenomenal. It's the first thing out of everybody's mouth. The show looks terrific. And then, by 10 o'clock this morning, you couldn't walk up and down the aisles here. You got to be happy.
Yes, very happy. Our goal set out was to attract the A and B salons. And they're truly the buyers that go on to make a show successful. If people aren't buying, then you could have 1,000 trillion people on the floor, but none of the exhibitors are happy. So we needed to find the people who are the true buyers and attract them into the show and show them a show that is truly professional looking, providing them with every form of education they could be asking for. The classrooms up there are mobbed. So I think we're accomplishing both on the floor. Some of the beautiful exhibits around here are providing booth education, as well as the little guys are getting the traffic.
It was anything but business as usual at the first International Cosmetology Expo, as manufacturers and distributors pulled out all the stops, with some of the best-looking exhibits and shows the industry has ever seen.
Absolutely outstanding. I've never seen so many great demonstrations and so many people, and the energy is fabulous. It's really fun.
You know what this show here in Los Angeles is all about is manufacturers, and we are in one of the most exciting booths here at ICE Show, the TG booth. You're getting more attention, John Mulgrew, than anybody here practically. What a great show for you. You guys are just kicking butt, as they say.
Yeah, we were fortunate. We've unveiled this new concept where we've rolled out this 3D that Bruno really designed for us and a bunch of new displays. You know, I think this show is going to be a great step forward for the industry and really what ICE is trying to lay out for the foundation of our industry we're very excited about. And I think if you look around and see our new displays, our new packaging, our new products, we're very excited about this year and we're very excited about the show.
John, is it important we think of ICE, of course, as part of BBSI, and manufacturers are not distributors. Distributors are part of the BBSI. Right. Why is it so important for you as a manufacturer to get so close with the BBSI organization, with this ICE show?
Well, I think the most important thing, Rick, is we're strong with our distributors, and we wanted to make sure we support our distributor in the show, and our distributor chose to be in the show, and I think the BBSI really represents our distributors, and we want to make sure that we support our distributor. So we wanted to make sure this show we came into in full bore, really started to make sure it was a new show and support our distributor for it.
Attendees of the ICE show saw presentations from major manufacturers like Fudge, KMS, Paul Mitchell, Rusk, Wella, Redken, Nioxin, and many more. The show was everything the BBSI hoped it would be.
This is what the professional industry is all about. This looks like Cosmoprof done better. We're thrilled. Hopefully the professional hairdresser will be thrilled. And most importantly, we'll raise $1 million in scholarships by doing this program.
Outrageous. I've got to say I'm impressed. It was like coming to a birthday party. It's exciting. Everybody's here, all the top people are here, and it's nothing worse going to a party and there's nobody exciting. Everything is happening here. The crowd is incredible. They're dressed up. I got to say they've done an outstanding job.
Here you got a lot of real professionals here trying to find new and different things to make their job easier, and I think it's just great.
The BBSI has, of course, been planning this show for a long time, and I had a chance to talk with Executive Director of the BBSI, Mike Spano, about how the show was going. So, Mike, what's the buzz you're hearing as you walk around the show here this first half day? What are you hearing from people? What's the word?
Well, the word is, I think that it worked, first of all, was one of the words.
Good one, good one.
And then, second of all, it's everyone thinks the show looks professional. It's a professional beauty show. Yeah, like I said, it worked. People are surprised that there's so much attendance here right now, and I think very pleasantly surprised, as we are. And I think the buzz is that, hey, you know, this is something for the industry and that we can be proud of. And I think distributors and manufacturers both have invested some time and effort into making this a success. And I think that that is something that the industry can be very proud of.
What is your message to manufacturers, exhibitors that you have here? If you could get them all in one room and talk to them about something, what is it you want to say to them about this show?
Well, what I'd like to say to them is that an investment in the space or bringing your products into the ICE show is an investment in the future of the industry. And it's something that we're going to take those dollars and we're going to put them to good use. We're going to use them for programs that BBSI develops, that the Salon Association develops, business programs for stylists and salon owners. And that money is going to be used to do things like legislation to fight the battle against diversion in Washington. The product decoding bill is something that we're fighting in this next session of Congress, and the money that's spent here is going to be used to do stuff like that, something that's going to help the industry as a whole. And also that, you know, they're supporting their distributors. And that's what this show is all about, support manufacturers supporting their distributors, vice versa.
This might be a good way to see what people are actually buying because we're at the garbage area here. This is a TG box. Sold a lot of TG stuff. Let's see what else is here. Well, a liquid hair. What else have you got here? Let's see what else. Hot Tools, professional curling iron. This woman wonders why I'm going through her garbage. There's another TG box. Another Well, a liquid hair box. I guess the companies that are here are selling products like crazy. There are thousands of people here. This has turned out to be the biggest and best show ever, the first ICE show for 1999. Paul Smith of Wella is the company's director of salon services, and of course we see you at all the shows. We see you on stage all over the place. Tell me about this experience with the ICE show. How's it going for Wella?
Well, the interest in the education that we've got on the booth here has been phenomenal, Rick. We're offering a brand new booth with 2 new stages here, where we're doing a technical stage, we're doing a lot of coloring, new techniques, and also a styling and cutting stage as well. And the interest, the amount of people in this exhibition is fantastic. We had a constant crowd around it all the time. And there seems to be an electricity in the air with the whole event. It really has been superb.
You know, I've said many times on this show that there aren't a lot of women in the business that have really kind of become the top of their game, and you, of course, are one of them. Eva Graham, president of Nioxin, you are standing in front of a beautiful exhibit here. Lots of people, hour after hour, here at the ICE show. How do you feel about what's going on here this weekend?
Oh, I love it. Any time that Nioxin can be in front of our industry, in front of the salons, that's where we want to be. And I think the ICE show is an incredible opportunity. It gives salons a new viewpoint and a new way to see what we're all doing.
This isn't a hair show. It's much more than that, and it stands for much more than that. And I look at the dollars that'll be regenerated back into the industry. You know, we sometimes focus on the product, and the product is a hair show. But you know, the exhaust from that product is so powerful because that's the money that goes back into industry. That's what enrolls new and young cosmetologists to be part of this industry. This is what elevates the professionalism of our industry. And that's been the vision of the BBSI and all of us who are truly committed and passionate about the industry.
I think this show looks outstanding, you know, really, really good. So, and it's packed, so it's obviously very successful.
You know, one of the things that everybody likes about this new ICE show concept, once you buy a ticket, all the education is free. And we're in one of the fashion theaters here. Behind me is the Shimo team from Japan. Terrific, talented artists that have just packed the house, as you can see. As a matter of fact, everyone we've been to so far has just packed the house here. The education here at the ICE show has been terrific. Manufacturers and guest artists from around the world have supplied some terrific shows, some terrific education. This is Shimo from Japan. The ICE show in Los Angeles was probably the most highly anticipated show event in recent memory. It was the BBSI's entry into a new arena, and it proved to be more successful than anyone imagined it would be. Manufacturers have made the commitment already to next year, and BBSI distributors are expecting ICE to help them provide their customers with the upscale show and education event they deserve. Well, when you walk around the convention floor and you see all these terrific exhibits and you see all these wonderful manufacturers, you can't help but wonder, where is Kay Shaneman? Son of a gun, she's right here in the middle of it all, the president of the BBSI. You gotta love this.
I think it's fantastic, and we're just so excited with everyone supporting our show. And the booths that all the manufacturers brought in are magnificent, and the crowds, and we're just so excited that ICE is finally here and now, and it's happening, and we're really appreciative of everyone's support. From the very beginning, we had meetings with the distributors in LA to see if they would support our show, and they had an input into the design of the show and how we were going to do things, and they've been very supportive. So they've been a part of this really since almost when BBSI finally decided to go ahead and do it, and we've been very appreciative of all their help.
And your message is?
My message is, wait till next year. It's going to be bigger and better, and we're really, really excited. Thanks so much to everybody. The salon owners, the hairdressers, all the people from the Los Angeles market, just everybody that's made this a success. And Tom Berger and his staff have done a fantastic job, and all the people at BBSI. It's been great.
You know this girl?
I don't know that girl.
Could you find out what
I know
her
her
name?
face.
Never
yes.
mind. Jean Matson, Vice President, General Manager of Clairol Professional. We are here in Stamford, Connecticut. When we come back on Profiles, we're going to explain what reinventing an image really means for the #1 United States hair color company. Is that right? The number one hair color? Number one hair color company in the United States. Reinventing their image, redirecting their education, all for you, the distributors. We're going to tell you all about it with Jean and lots of other people here from Stamford, Connecticut when we come back. She looks like a Rachel to me, perhaps. We're back with another spotlight here on Profiles, and with me is Ken Krebs of Beneficial Capital Leasing, the first client we've ever had on Profiles that sells money. What a product you have to sell.
Absolutely.
Money is just interesting. You can't put it in a bottle, though. You know that?
You can,
Perhaps
but you
could
probably
talk
wouldn't.
about that. Actually, what Ken is the president of Beneficial Capital Leasing, and it's a real important part of the business. And we typically don't think about the fact that every salon out there that is now buying products from a distributor probably had to put out a lot of money somewhere to build that salon, and that's where you come in, yes?
Absolutely.
What do you finance? What do you do?
We try to finance the whole thing. By that I mean, of course we finance what's traditionally, what people would traditionally lease. That's the furniture and the equipment, but we have programs where we can finance the construction, soft goods, a lot of the things that they would need to expand or remodel or start a new business or move into the next level.
What are the pitfalls, Ken? I mean, what do people have to look out for? I get a lot of calls in our business, I know, from people offering us all kinds of leasing programs, financing programs, saying we're pre-approved, when they have no idea even who we are. Does that happen in the beauty industry, and does it hurt?
You know, it certainly does happen in the beauty business, and it's happening more and more. The gimmicks that you talk about, and it cheapens our industry because the beauty industry is such a classy industry. One of the things, like you mentioned, the pre-approval that's hurting our industry is, and this is not a new idea. It's been going on for a long time, but it's just getting into the beauty business in the past year or so, and that the salon owners are getting saturated with these pre-approved cards, which is fine. It's a good marketing idea. I'm not suggesting it's not a good marketing idea. The bad thing is they're not really pre-qualified for the most part.
But they might think they are.
They might think they are, and that's where the problem happens. And there's some specific examples I can think of that have happened recently. I know of 3 prospective salon owners who thought they were approved. They thought they had their $75,000 line of credit. They went to a distributor, major distributors. They ordered their equipment. They gave them some money to order the equipment and furniture. They signed the leases on their spaces and what have you. When it was time to have that equipment delivered, they couldn't pay for it because they really weren't approved, and they couldn't get approved to that company. Those 3 were referred to us. One of them we were able to help. One we're still working on. I don't know if we will be able to help, but we're working on it. And the other one we could not.
So some people just can't get the kind of money that they think they can
Absolutely,
get.
and that hurts everybody, not just the salon owner. It hurts the distributor, hurts the manufacturer, hurts the landlord. Everybody who needs that transaction to be fulfilled, everything gets stopped, and it's too late to stop it.
You know, for people that know about financing in this industry, you certainly have a tremendous reputation in the beauty industry, obviously, because you have built it. You've worked with some of the best and biggest distributors in this industry and biggest manufacturers. What is it you want distributors to do here at the BBSI? Come down, talk to you, have programs specifically for them? I'm sure a lot of people don't even know what kinds of things you could offer? Do they come find you? Where?
Well, I would like them to come find us at booth 1804. My wife and I will be there, and a couple of our employees will be there, and we'd like all our friends and companies that we've been working with over the years to stop by and visit us. We'll contact them before that now anyway, but then anybody new that we're not working with that would like to stop by and see what we have to offer, we'd appreciate them to stop by. We won't hard sell them, we won't twist their arm, but we will tell them what we can do and ask them for an opportunity to substantiate what we promise.
And basically, you're not really trying to sell them anything. You're trying to help them sell their customers something and make it a lot easier for them to make money.
Absolutely.
What a great position you have.
Absolutely, and that's very important because when a distributor or manufacturer turns their customer over to a lease or finance company, whether it's a leasing company, a bank, or what have you, how that company handles the transaction reflects directly on them. We understand that, and you know, if the transaction goes very well, probably the distributor won't hear about it, but if it goes poorly, they're the bad guy. We understand that. We treat people the way they should be treated, with respect, and that's what's made us successful. Not only have we been very aggressive in developing the best programs, but how we deliver those programs, our style, and treating people with respect is what separates us from the industry.
Well, and it certainly made you successful at this point.
No,
Ken
I'd like to think so.
Krebs, Beneficial Capital Leasing. You know, 4 million people are watching you right now, so like everybody's going to come up to you and say, could I have some money?
Well, I hope so.
You've really opened yourself wide open here. Booth 1804 on the convention floor. Stop down and see Beneficial Capital Leasing if you are a distributor and would like to find out how a good partnership with a finance leasing company can help you. I'm sure Ken can tell you that. Thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And we'll be back with more profiles right after this. How about Porsches? There's a Porsche that I saw the other day. Could you help me with a lease on that? On one hand, you need strong marketing and educational support. On the other hand, you need high-performance products that prove themselves through repeat sales. As a Wands distributor, you invest in the hand with the winning combination. See Wands at booth 617 on the convention floor. You know, as you walk around this beautiful place, this Waimea Valley Adventure Park, there is so much to see. If you are a botany expert, you would know that this tree behind me is the Ficus microcarpa, otherwise known as the banyan tree. You know, we see these in Hawaii. If you've been to Maui, you might have seen this one that's like an acre, covers an entire acre. It's so huge. They're not indigenous to Hawaii. They were brought here by somebody. I'm not sure who. Art, who brought these trees? Do you know? Art doesn't know either. But they're all over the island now, and they're beautiful. They actually drop the roots from the branches above, and of course they seek the earth, and they form new branches, and they just keep expanding and expanding and expanding. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds in varieties of plants here at this beautiful place in Waimea Valley. You should definitely not miss it next time you come to Oahu. We're back with Mike Spano, the Executive Director of the BBSI. And Mike, I wanted to ask you about a special seminar you've got, which has kind of an interesting name. It's the dealer...
It's a distribution and dealer
termination seminar.
Yeah,
of course, termination is an important element for distributors. What's this program all about?
Well, it's probably something that would have never happened about 20 years ago. There would be a class named Distribution and Dealer Termination at a BBSI. But the way the environment is in the beauty industry right now, it's aggressive, it's tough, and distributors are right now at a point where they're not struggling, but they need to be informed, and there are laws that change every day, and they need to stay on top of these things. And BBSI actually is staying on top of it by presenting this class as Distribution and Dealer Termination. And what it is basically an update on the new laws that are taking place with distribution, with regard to the Federal Trade Commission, and basically telling our members and educating them on their rights. And termination is something that happens, but they need to know what their rights are. And this year we're presenting this class, and actually one of the presenters is Lanny Davis, who is a former attorney for President Clinton. He was President Clinton's lead counsel on Whitewater, and then he basically became the spin doctor for Clinton for about a year in the White House. And I'll shamelessly plug his book, but he just wrote a book, Truth to Tell, and he'll be really happy that I'm doing this for him. But he is one speaker that'll be at the BBSI from the Clinton administration, and also George Stephanopoulos will be our keynote at the business breakfast. who also wrote a book about Bill Clinton, which is not as nice, but that's, you know, two Clinton administration, former Clinton administration people, officials that are at our show. So
and
it's
what
pretty
time
impressive.
is this, the distribution and termination?
Well, we'll be running it 2 days,
2 days.
Friday and Saturday, from 8 to 9:30 a.m. And we're running it 2 days because we figure if people have places to be on Friday, then they can make the Saturday class, and vice versa. And we feel it's a very important class, and we also think that we're going to get a good deal of attendance at it. So we wanted to give people the opportunity to attend both days. And it's certainly not a class that's limited to distributors. It's to educate both manufacturers and distributors. And we will have both manufacturers and distributors will learn something and be able to take something away from this class.
And just as a side note, just because you attend this class, it doesn't mean that you feel you're about to be terminated.
No, not at all. No, but I'm sure there'll be some people in the room kind of looking around to see who's there.
See who's there.
Yeah.
But obviously good information for BBSI.
Absolutely. It's our job as an association is to provide information to our members, and that's what we're doing. It's really, they need to be as knowledgeable as they can to help run their businesses better, and that's what we're trying to do.
We'll have more with Mike Spano, the Executive Director of the BBSI, throughout the Profiles show. Stay tuned. There's a lot more to come. Thank you, Mike. Hot off the press is Sourcebook, the definitive reference guide for thousands of sundry products. J&D's 72-page Sourcebook is packed with the hottest and latest in hair ornaments, nail and pedicure tools, brushes, combs, accessories, and a whole lot more. Stop by the J&D Beauty Products booth and see hundreds of new items guaranteed to boost your bottom line. Well, in the world of the professional beauty industry, it just doesn't get any bigger than this. We are in Stamford, Connecticut. We are at the worldwide headquarters of Bristol-Myers Squibb Worldwide Beauty Care. How's that for a name for you? This, of course, the home of Clairol Professional, the #1 United States hair color company, and we have come here to introduce you to Gene Matson, who is the General Manager and Vice President of Clairol Professional. We'll talk to John Perry, Director of Sales. You'll meet Barbara Kanai, Liz Reed, a bunch of really excited people, because what's happening here at Clairol, they are calling none less than reinventing the image of Clairol Professional in education and the image that we see in the industry. There's some exciting things happening here, and we think you're going to find it very interesting too. So let's go inside and find out exactly what's happening at Clairol Professional as we approach the new millennium. What we're going to talk about with the people at Clairol Professional is what you're seeing now. New imagery, new directions, a new look. The company with the most recognizable name in the beauty industry is reinventing itself. Liz Reed is Director of Marketing and Education, and I asked her about this reinvention.
Well, reinvention is really what the salon industry is all about. Every time a client sits down in a stylist chair, they reinvent them. They take sort of what is good about them, if it's a facial feature or the color of their skin, and they make it even better by putting glorious hair color on them, giving them a wonderful cut, etc. So, you know, as a salon industry leader and as the leader in hair color, we're the #1 hair color company, it was important that we keep reinventing ourselves as well. And I think the other part of reinvention in the salon industry is that people always want to be current. They always want to be associated with the latest trend and creating the latest haircut and color for their client. So it was important for us as a company to do the same thing. And you're right, you know, we have been around a long time. We are #1, we are a leader, and we have some wonderful things about ourselves, which are #1, our products, #2, our heritage, and #3, I think, our educational program. We've always been regarded as a real leader in education. But I think we had an opportunity to give ourselves a new image, and also give ourselves an image that would cut across all of the elements of everything we do, both education and marketing and product imagery. So we wanted to create this umbrella that was very contemporary, very motivating for any stylist or colorist.
What are we going to see? I mean, the people in the salons at the distributor level, as far as the reinvented image, what will we see from Clairol?
Well, you're going to see an image that clearly shows Clairol Professional's commitment to the salon professional and to the colorist very specifically, or a stylist who wants to be a colorist. We are a color company, and this new image is all about color. You're also going to see an image that is very multicultural and that recognizes the diversity of not only the American clientele these days, but also kind of a global clientele. And you will see some very cutting-edge imagery as well, innovative hairstyles and innovative hair color.
What about distributors, Liz? How are they going to see this reinvented image? What is it going to mean to them? What are they going to see of the reinvented image?
Well, I think the benefit to them is really that it will drive more stylists and colorists into their stores to purchase our products with an image that makes the stylist or colorist feel even better about using Clairol Professional. They will want to use it more. And there's a lot of emotion in this industry, and a lot of it is so driven by creativity and someone's emotional feeling about what they're using and what they're doing, that imagery does make a difference to people.
Clairol believes that one of the most important parts of creating a new image is the education required to support it. Barbara Kanai is Clairol's education and show director. We're here to talk specifically, of course, about the reinventing of the image at Clairol and the new direction for education. What exactly is the new direction that we're taking?
Well, Clairol Professional have long been known as the leaders in education, that is hair color education. And with the whole image reinvention that we've just been going through, it was important to us to take a hard look at our education and bring that up to date as well. And with that, we developed the Creative Studio. What is the Creative Studio? The Creative Studio is a comprehensive education program that's designed to elevate a colorist through every stage of their career, whether they're just beginning, maybe out of beauty school, or just beginning in the salon, they're a stylist and they've just decided to take on hair color, or if they've been working as a colorist for 10 or 15 years and need to learn something creative to kind of give them an edge in the salon.
What about the distributors? How do they fit in the overall scope of the new direction? What does it mean to the distributor?
Well, distributors offer a lot of different types of education to their customer. And it's great to partner up with the manufacturer so you can offer the best and most experienced people in helping the distributor through the education process. So the distributors can certainly get involved in the Creative Studio, and I think as we talk more about it, they'll kind of figure out where they fit in. But we certainly are looking very forward to partnering with our distributors and bringing the Creative Studio to their customers. One of the unique qualities of the Creative Studio is that it's not one location. People can, instead of hairdressers having to fly in to the manufacturer or to the distributor, the Creative Studio travels around the country and brings the education to a location near the customer, near the hairdresser.
You know, if you've watched the show any length of time over the years, you know that I'm always fascinated by laboratory facilities. It's great because you get to walk around and you see things, and I love to ask people, what is this? I mean, look at this. Here's a jar of something. I'm going to have to ask somebody what this is. We are in the main research facility, actually here at Clairol Professional, but there are regional technical centers, as they call them, all over the world. I think there's one in Thailand, one in the United Kingdom, one in Mexico. Just in this facility alone, we're only in a piece of it here in the Quality Assurance Lab, but in this facility alone, about 200 scientists that are constantly working all the time to develop new products. They also, of course, test every ingredient that comes in here. They test every product before it goes out, which is part of the quality assurance program, which is why hairdressers and distributors and everybody down the chain knows that whatever comes out of Clairol Professional this week is going to be the same thing that comes out next week, the week after next, the week after next. If you're a hairdresser, it's very, very important because consistency, of course, is the key. It goes right down to what you put on your client's head. It's got to be the same every time. It's why they spend so much time and so much money on quality control and research and development here at Clairol Professional. Now I'm just going to go find out what this is. John Perry is Clairol Professional's Director of Sales, the man concerned not just with the new image, but with the bottom line as well. We talked on one of the beautiful outside patios at Clairol about how all this reinvention relates to sales. How many people, John, in this facility, do you know?
I think around a little over 1,200, but we're adding so many more people to keep up with the needs out there that more and more every day.
1,200 people, that's an awful lot of people. How many
yeah.
in the sales force, do you know?
Well, we have, in Clairol Professional, we have 86 people out there supporting our business with the distributors and the salon network, so a good group.
You know, we're talking here about reinventing Clairol Professional, reinventing an image, reinventing education. You, of course, are concerned with the sales aspect of that.
Correct.
What is this going to do for the sales and the dealings and the way you deal with your distributors? What are they getting from you now on the sales side of all this?
Well, the reinvention really translated into added sales for us. We've reinvented Miss Clairol, restaged that last year. We restaged Beautiful Collection, our #2 brand. We introduced Textures and Towns, a line of products designed for women of color. So what this translates to us and to our distributor partners is really added business and added sales volume for them. And it's great to be involved in it. Now we're taking to the next step with the image and education coming out the second part of this year. We are so excited that we've combined now a total package for our customers out there.
John, you know, we talk about reinvention of the image here at Clairol Professional, education, but really it's also sales. And you continue to be the #1 hair color company in the United States. Got to have a lot to do with the sales department. I mean, what do you do? What have you done, your department, to keep this company in the #1 position for so long?
Well, I would say it's our people that we have working for us, but the people communicating and partnering with our key distributors out there, moving the business forward and making it a win-win. A win for our distributors, a win for the salon customers, and a win for Clairol Professional. And it's a focus. It's a focus and specialization because we have a diverse customer base out there, continuing to answer their needs and always looking for the new opportunities and new ways to approach business and new ways to move forward in the future.
You said to me that you wanted to congratulate some distributors here because you've got a group of really heavy hitters here at the BBSI.
Well, it's amazing when you go down the hit parade and you start counting the number of distributors that purchase $1 million and above, and some of those substantially above $1 million. I'm really proud and honored that we have 20 such key distributors that we work with across the country that buy at that kind of volume. And this year at the BBSI, we're honoring these distributors as well as recognizing all of our distributors at our social event on Thursday night to really say thank you to them for their support in their business.
One would think that with a name and reputation like Clairol Professional, the company wouldn't be at all concerned about creating a new image. But this company believes in moving forward, keeping one step ahead of the competition and leading the industry. I had a chance to speak with the woman whose vision is directing this creative and challenging effort to reinvent Clairol, Vice President and General Manager Jean Matson. Jean, we've been talking most of the day with people about what's happening here at Clairol Professional, which is really the reinvention of the image and the reinvention, so to speak, of the education department. I've got to ask you, since you are in charge of all of this, you know, this is like the #1 brand of hair color ever. I mean, it is so identified. Clairol and hair color is such an identified brand. Why would you need to reinvent anything in the #1 hair color in the United States? Why reinvent it?
Because we believe that our commitment to the hairdresser and to the professional industry was not necessarily showing in the imagery that we were sending forth to the industry. We had beautiful hair shots, beautiful models, beautiful products, but as we stepped back from those products and looked at them objectively, we said, you know what, we're not really conveying the more cutting edge, the more professional image that we want to project. And we talked a lot to our industry sources, we talked a lot internally, and we really came to the decision that we had to make a more bold move in terms of our image. And I think what we've done now is project an image which is truly professional, which really speaks to the hairdresser, and that's also very appropriate for Clairol.
Let's talk for a second about your distributors. Obviously a very important part of your business and certainly part of the success of Clairol Professional over the years. A lot of changes now in the distribution part of our industry. Has that affected the way you do business with your distributors?
Well, our distributors will remain a very important part of our business. I think what we now recognize is that we'd like to work as partners with our distributors. We have common goals. We both want to grow our businesses, and we both want to be important to the end user, the hairdresser, and we need to strengthen that partnership. Our ability as a company to touch the 200,000+ salons in the world clearly is not there. We can't do it alone. We rely on the distributor network. And with the new ways of doing business, the new ways of communicating with the hairdresser, I think we can work together with our distributors to be even stronger.
At this year's BBSI, a lot is happening for Clairol Professional, obviously. You're introducing a new image, a new direction in education. What's your overall message going to be to the industry and to the distributors as far as what this company is going to be doing?
Well, I think our central message is Clairol is being reinvented. Clairol is a great company. We think it can be even greater. We're dedicated to the professional industry. We are bringing innovation to our products in order to strengthen our service to the professional industry. And we're embracing the change. We're excited about it because we know that we have growth still to come in this company.
After 45 years in business, we've come to expect the best from Spornet, and they always deliver. The Duet brush is one of the most innovative brushes in the industry. Its combination of boar and nylon bristles make it a useful and effective tool. The Duet comes in 2 diameters to brush and style all hair lengths. Make sure to stop by and see Spornet at booth number 205 and selling rooms 5 and 6. Spornet. Just a reminder, there are 2 great profile shows here at the BBSI, the one you're watching now and the one on the adjacent channel. Be sure to watch them both.